6:32, we'll call this meeting to order. And if you guys are like to stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, procedure for remote access hasn't changed. I think we're all good with that. Once again, respectful. Comments to 2 to 3 minutes, so on. So I'm gonna move right past that. And you guys all have a chance to look at the agenda. You have like a motion to set the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
So motion by Steve and seconded by Brad. The only thing, one thing came in, so under the road commissioner piece, I would just like to add, there's an annual financial plan, town highways, it has to be just brought up and signed. So, if we could just make that small addition.
I will make the motion that we accept the agenda with the addition that you mentioned.
The
The annual financial plan for the town highway.
I agree with that.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So Steve Haines.
And Brad
makes
Bender.
motion, and Brad Bender
Seconded.
seconds.
Okay, public comment.
Do we have anyone online who would like to talk public comment? Everybody looks good.
Okay, we'll move on to the minutes. Have you all had a chance to look at the minutes from the March 12th meeting? I'll take a motion that we accept the minutes of the March 12th, 2026 meeting.
I'll make that motion.
It's a motion by Tom Fuller,
I'll second it.
seconded by Steve Haines. All those in favor? Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next up is a dog complaint. Looks like around March 26th, the sheriff's responded to 71 Abbott Road. Complaint of nuisance dogs barking multiple times a day, 1 to 2 hours at a time. So the sheriff did issue a written warning to the folks at 71 Abbott Road, and the next violation will result in fines, or could result in fines up to $500 per day. Any comments on that?
Was that just for our
Yep.
information?
Yep, just to go on the record, this, it'll get put in the record for, move on to, Hilda Haines, please.
Well, as my letter said, we're entering our 3rd year without access to the HRA. I just don't know what to do. Katlyn gave me a step-by-step as to how to log in. Obviously, I'm not smart enough because I couldn't do it.
So, in the past, you were able to log in.
No. Jen had it set up to where it paid automatically. I don't know how she did it.
Do you know if previously they were HSAs or have they always been HRAs?
Since he's been here, it's been an HRA.
Because when I talked to Health Equity, they mentioned that it would most likely be an HSA that would allow automatic payments, but then when you approached me again about it, I called again and they said that step-by-step process, how to link it to your insurance, and that may be able to set up like an auto pay type situation.
I got nowhere.
I know Janice faxes her claims. I don't know if that would be any easier. Like she'll fill out a paper form and then fax it. And
Where do I get the paper form?
I can give you one.
Okay, because Bovies haven't been able to access it for 2 years either.
So, you're taking your deductible and looking for the reimbursement part is right, is what you're.
However that works, I have no idea. Because when he started, it went right to automatic. They automatically mailed us a check.
Did they mail you a check for the total amount
Yes,
first?
they did.
Okay, that's the piece I'm missing.
Okay.
Maybe, I'll have to talk to Health Equity again, but I don't know. Was it a check from the town or was it a check from Health Equity?
Health Equity.
Okay. I'll talk with them again, and talk with Janice and see if maybe she has any ideas too, but I wonder
Okay.
if we can add that piece to the puzzle and see if that makes a difference.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, just.
go ahead.
No, you go.
Because I thought that it was each claim, you were getting reimbursed for each claim as you went on, like as.
Yes. But when Michelle was treasurer, she didn't pay the service.
Right, so the accounts were like deactivated.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's where the glitch started.
And Katlyn's question was that you were asking if she got the total 2,500 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
all at
like
once.
per the union
But
contract.
you were getting
No,
it,
it was as we,
You were getting per claim?
Yes, per
Oh,
claim.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that.
Right, because we put the town allocates the money into the account. And then I assume, but I'm trying to understand is how when Jen did it as automatic.
I have no idea. I came down and asked her to help me and that's what she did.
and you were getting the full payment even without the any,
Yep.
see, I don't think she was doing that right personally.
You're saying the full payment for the claim you.
for the claim.
Oh, okay, for the claim, for
She
the,
was getting the full payment per claim, and I don't know if it's because when the doctors went through the health insurance, it automatically went to them. It must have, because she never sent
in
anything
the
in.
deductible.
That's what I'm saying, you weren't submitting a claim, but it was going through the process and you were getting the check
Yep.
issued without submitting a claim?
Right.
Okay, so like
Lori
you
said
said,
she can log in and she can see the health insurance, the claim, but she can't trigger a payment. So I don't know
But
where
that's,
that is.
but that's gonna be
either.
a problem between, it with the health equity. you know,
Yeah,
Not,
I think that would be like through the member accounts maybe.
And the last time she tried to access it for me, it got to where it asked for my employee identification number. And when she put it in, it wouldn't accept it, because it's, I don't know if it's because it's 4 zeros or the last 4 numbers, which is what they want, is the last 4
I'm
numbers.
pretty sure I must have done
Do you
something
have a
wrong,
specific health equity ID number for yourself, or would it be your social?
but Didn't ask for social.
It did
Oh,
ask.
It did.
Because when she put
Yep.
my social security in, it let her then go to my employee ID number.
And
I
I'll
guess-
admit, I'm not tech savvy.
well, I guess the thing is, I don't think we are either, and I don't think there's a lot of help that we can do other than we gotta get you steered to the right people, because everything's in place, and obviously it's worked in the past.
Yes.
So, I don't know what we can do.
yeah, I just wanna make sure that one, that we put the money, the town put the money in, and two, the account was active and not something that had been neglected when things were troubling with the.
Yes.
And then she had let me know, Caitlin had said she had made sure that she had it reactivated and things were back running from the town's point. Now it seems like there's an issue, like you said, with health equity in the accounts and you guys trying to access them, right? Is that the basic?
Right.
Because I would think if we didn't put the money in, they would let them access it, and then they'd say you have no money in your reimbursement account.
Yeah, but there's also like there's a monthly fee that the town, or the health equity charges
Yeah.
Right.
to manage it, so if that's not kept up,
Then they would deactivate again.
That being said, though, the town is paying for service that
Isn't working.
it isn't
Right.
working that the
Right.
employees can't use.
right. Yeah, but it does seem like, and I'm not trying to, but I think Caitlin has been reaching out and trying to work with health equity to try to get it resolved, and if we can't get something resolved, then we're gonna have to move to the next step. I'm not sure what, without Caitlin following up and trying to make sure you guys can get in touch with who you need to be able to get your account. You have to be able to access it.
Yeah.
And they should help you through. If it's because of an ID number, I can't believe that on the phone with them, they can't get you guys through the process.
I don't know. I'm sure some of it's on my end. I just can't figure it out.
I understand, I'm just like that.
They should be able to help you though.
Right.
Health equity.
I would hope so.
I mean, I would think that they should be able to help you go through the steps of it. You know, not everybody, and let's say a lot of us aren't that tech savvy, so.
And I don't know what Jen did as to how she set it up to get it to trigger automatic. I have no clue.
Right.
Well, I don't think it's you so much. I think it was the lack of attention paid by the former treasurer. Because we had it straightened out once, and then it fell by the wayside again.
Yes. Yeah. That was when the issues started.
When did you guys start having trouble getting to the accounts? Like when how long has it been since you couldn't
Michelle.
actually?
When the membership fees weren't paid to the HRA is when
It started.
this started.
And I let it slide last year because I couldn't have told you what day it was last year, but this year
So you didn't get any of your reimbursement last year, you're saying? So really, that reimbursement's still there.
It
And,
should be, and it should be there from when Michelle was there.
Right.
and Bovies haven't been able to get their reimbursements
Right.
either.
That should still be all out there and should be able to come back.
Now, we don't have a rep for health equity. We must have someone that writes the that was the underwriter that, or the, company that sold us the policy.
I don't know who that is, if we do.
Yeah.
I usually call the customer service line.
Yeah, no. And they don't seem to be doing their job, the customer service line.
I thought this all was straightened out, so this is news to me.
And Katlyn, we got the card thing
Yeah.
that you said we could use, but that turns out that's prescription only.
And basically, it's just from the town, and the only thing to me that we can do is to try to find a way through us or Kate was to follow up with health equity, see how we get, how we can get you in touch with someone who can actually physically get you back onto it, and then we'll look into how we get what you guys haven't been reimbursed for, correct?
Or the other option would be for us to switch to an HSA.
Well, the thing is, that's part of the contract too.
Yeah.
I understand
So, I mean,
that.
it's something that we could discuss for our contract in December.
So I think, and hopefully I'd like to see if Caitlin can follow up and look on the idea of the reimbursement, where that stuff stands, because that's still gonna be in there. And if she can't find someone who's willing to actually work with the towns, with you folks, to get you signed in,
Well, I guess the thing is, we just gotta clarify that we saw the money left our account and went into theirs, the HRA account. And if we know the money was paid, it's there. And that would be the biggest thing we need to know. I mean, if we didn't pay it in, then obviously the town still owes it.
no, we put our money in.
I'm looking at right now, I can double check the bank statements, but, everybody's HRA accounts have the correct amounts in them right now. From the beginning of the new year.
Yep, so it's available to them.
And
So
I
now
believe
it's-
it was maybe October-ish that I had reactivated the other accounts when they were deactivated from the previous treasurer.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think that for us, you know, I'd like to see, hopefully get Katlyn to follow up with Help Equity to figure out who you guys can talk to get you know, sign in and get what's going, and see if you can figure out where the money that hasn't come back. That's what I think that,
I'm gonna put a call in too, cause I was just looking at
Yeah,
health
see, we have
equity,
a
like
rep
while we were
that
talking
Kathy
about
can
it.
call.
And I was looking
Yeah.
at his profile, it shows like all of his information, but it doesn't have an employee ID number in there.
These guys, but,
Oh,
So I wanna know if that's something they generate, or if that's something that I have to put in, and I was not aware of that, so I will ask about that.
all right, thank you.
Yeah.
so are you good with that, Hilda?
Yep, thank you.
So next topic,
The motion to accept the, resignation of Sarah Wilde.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
Tom Fuller makes motion and Ken Abbott
And-
seconds.
The only discussion I'd say is that resignation, the acceptance would be dated March 17th, 2026, is when she sent the letter to the town. All right,
Is that accepted unanimously?
all in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous.
Accepted unanimously. Next topic,
Okay. We've had two residents show interest in the now two vacant auditor positions. We had Bill Payne, who's present, and Tom Johnston, who cannot be here tonight due to a prior commitment. So those are two residents who've shown interest in the
I
vacant
make the motion
auditor
that we,
positions.
appoint Bill Payne and Tom Johnson to the two vacant positions.
I'll second it.
So motion by Tom Fuller, seconded by Steve Haines. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous.
passes unanimously.
Congratulations.
Yeah. If you, the Vermont League of Cities and Towns has a nice handbook online of the auditor responsibilities.
Haven't seen that. Is it that thick?
I was trying to look at it, it's fairly thick, but in all seriousness, obviously it's it'd be you, Tom Johnston, and Lana, and,
Yeah, I'll go talk to him.
yeah, and get together with Lana so you guys can start, hopefully now we have 3 auditors, we can start fulfilling the obligations that we have. So,
Have you had any conversations with Lana about
No.
scheduling?
No.
Well, we
How do I get
appreciate
in touch
it.
with her? You guys know how I can get in touch with her?
I can give you the
Okay.
phone number afterwards if
Okay,
I'll
thanks,
text,
Matt.
yeah, or, yeah,
call her.
or I can, whichever, we can,
No, I'll get it from Matt. We'll get it right after this.
Yeah, and it would be better to get that ball rolling, because
Rather than
it's,
and, you know, I do appreciate you and Tom both putting in to step up, it's appreciated, for sure.
absolutely.
Yep.
And next topic,
Okay. Yeah. This topic was, I would like to discuss the external audit. You know, many months ago, we had voted as a board to have an external audit done, and I think Brad had reached out to our previous firm, and we weren't quite in a position to
Right.
do that.
So I'd like to ask Katlyn if you know where we're at with Nimerick getting things straightened out that we can in fact.
So back in, a little before December, Darlene told me that she thought by December we could have provided a somewhat clean balance sheet and could have started calling to schedule, cause then it wouldn't have happened until after town meeting. She, right now with bank reconciliation, she's like current, so she's doing, I believe, February and March right now. I don't know as far as the other funds that you were talking about, where those are at, but
No, just in general.
general, I
There was a whole
think-
bunch of
yeah.
things that need to be cleaned up before
yeah.
any accounting firm would even agree to look at it.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some organization done first and getting rid of like some of the really old stuff that was over here. And just getting organized for that, but I think in general, I would think we'd be fine, and I can confirm with her.
Because my concern is we keep kicking it down the road. I know I know we've working, he's done a really good job. I'm just trying to find a way, because my understanding, I reached out to Vermont League of Cities and Towns for a group of firms that work with different towns, but they're way out. They're not gonna respond to us and be here, do an audit in a month or 2 months or 3 months. And if we don't have some kind of timeline and start doing something to try to get a firm on board, I mean, I just want to make sure we're not letting this thing just go and go and go.
So you have roughly 3 firms we can reach out to?
I have a list of firms, and there's, obviously one of them is Sullivan and Powers. There's a list of different firms, and it gives you which ones are familiar with towns, like Pollitt uses a certain other one here. There's a list of these. Happy to send them out, but we have a list we could select from if we wanted to try to put together some kind of a request, an RFP or something.
Well, I think we should take, what is there, 6 there, 8?
Yeah, a couple of them I probably wouldn't, because they're larger firms statewide. They don't specialize in municipals, but there's at least 4 that work with, Vermont municipalities and towns that to me are worth putting. And that's why I wanted to bring it up. I mean, if they're not quite ready, but like I said, I think we're months out. It's gonna take a little bit to put together. I'm not an expert in putting together request for proposal for external audits.
Right.
Did they mention how far out?
I haven't reached out to anyone, just the lady, she said, the lady from the Vermont League of Cities and Towns, said they're all very busy and you are, gonna be in line. So, with that being said, and, we talked about December, they thought they were in relatively good shape. Here we are in April.
Well, I think we should, take the 4 that you're thinking, at least that gives us a well-rounded thing, and send them an RFP. I don't think it has to be anything too complicated. We're asking for an audit of our books.
Well, I think you have to take a step farther and put out a general advertisement also.
What do you mean?
So that you're not accused of, well, you only asked firm A, B, and C. I mean, anybody can answer a request for a proposal.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Why do we have, why can't we send it to, as long as we're, by our town policy, as long as we reach out to more than 3, why do we have to put it to firms that we don't have an interest in?
Just so that it's out there. Definitely the 3, but also, how do we know if?
So what do you want it in the paper?
Or perhaps on that newsletter that VLCT puts out? Like if the city of Burlington wants a machine operator or something, they have a help wanted page there.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm okay if you're willing to, I'll work on trying to put something together for the 4 firms, and we can put it, we can.
No, I'm just saying keep it as broad as possible, that's all.
No, I'm just saying, if I'm willing to work on it, if you're willing to help, I would, if you're willing, and I'm willing to put something together and either bring it back, or we can put out, if you guys are okay, we can make a motion to put something out and put it out. Or we can look into it and bring it back to the May meeting to vote.
I guess my only concern with a broad general advertisement is somebody's gonna have to do, let's call it an interview, and
Right.
if we have 300 firms that
Right.
respond to it, well, I'm just saying that I agree that we're fulfilling we don't have to offer anything to anybody.
No, we don't.
That the 4 is a good, well-rounded, I mean, unless if Greg wants to give us the companies that were in, and then if somebody has another.
What I'm advocating is those companies get a letter from us, and there's some kind of a general advertisement someplace. Doesn't have to be the New York Times, that said the town of Danby is looking for an external audit.
I don't care. I just wanna put together something to get this moving. If you want.
Absolutely, I completely agree with
So
you.
to me, we can, actually, I guess I'll entertain a motion to put together, a request for proposal to 4 firms, and if we wanna post it on the Vermont League of Cities and Towns on that piece, I'm fine with that. I don't wanna be sitting here and trying to post it all over the place, personally, so.
That's not what I,
No, I know, I'm just trying to make it clear, so I would entertain a motion that we, to allow the board put together a request for proposal for 4 firms, and then put an advertisement onto Vermont League and Cities and Towns newsletter.
I'll make a proposal, a motion that we send the 4 requests for proposals out and do the Vermont Leagues and Cities newsletter as well.
second.
Tom Fuller motions and Brad Bender seconds.
All in favor? Aye.
Passes unanimously.
Obviously it'll keep you up to date, but it's gonna be, it's gonna
It'll probably
take-
be a few
I'll be
months, I'm
talking to you too about obviously I'll share stuff with you and make sure we're.
Thank you.
Well, the good news is our local auditors are gonna have a lot better handle by time we're audited, which would be good. Because it's probably gonna take,
Take us a while to.
yeah, just to get the feel for what you got there.
Right.
I just don't think we're gonna see anything for, you're not gonna see
Right,
people
no.
wanting to do this for
But
months.
no, you're 100% on getting on it now, but I'm happy we've got
And
the
that's
local
part of the
auditors.
reason you wanna keep it as broad as possible, because you don't know who else is out there and might be interested.
Okay, we're all set with that, we can move on to the next topic, which was the outstanding BROC loans held by the town of Danby. So I'd open this up to you if you don't mind, to just.
Sure. It's been quite a while since any monthly letters were sent out, and there was a directive from the select board 2 years ago or so, maybe even 3, that monthly letters stating, just like you get an invoice from the bank, what your balance due is and what the accumulated interest is. And that fell by the wayside with the former treasurer, and we need to get that back on track. So the question seems to be, where did all the paperwork go?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I did, Janice did bring me something today
Oh, good.
after I saw you. So my understanding is, and I haven't looked at them, but there's 4 outstanding loans that the town holds. So now that I do have that, I can once again work with Katlyn and see if we can
And,
reestablish the process. of
you know,
sending
there
letters.
should be an automatic letter there in your computer that you just fill in the blanks and mail it out.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was in there. They were sent by, Jen had sent them out previously, and then were they ever sent out by Michelle?
I don't believe so.
Hopefully we can, if
In
not,
my file here on the computer, I have a BROC spreadsheet that said it was last revised May of '22, but the last date it was modified in the computer looked at was July of '24. It looks like. And then there is one file called BROC loan letter, and the most recent one of those says mailed 3/1/22, but the date modified was May of '22. Does that sound about right? That it's been
That
like 4
sounds
years?
about right. And I asked on a monthly basis, have you
4
sent them
years.
out? Have you sent them out? Oh, I'm going to. So, we need to get back on that, and once we get that back on track, at some future meeting, we should address the money that is in that account. Do we want to continue offering these low-interest loans, or do we want to do away with that concept and use the funds for some other beneficial way of helping the community?
Now, how much money, Brad, is in that
Is it
account?
about $70,000?
I think it was 75.
How much?
I thought it was 75, was it?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
And how much do we have in outstanding loans?
I'd have to look back. I haven't just saw the stuff today, so I'm just.
Yeah, she's got it up on her screen, I think.
If this is accurate, it says, I don't even know what I'm really looking at, but, balance for one of them is, are you talking about the individual ones?
No, the
The
sum
whole
of
grand total
all
of
account.
all of them.
All of them. Did you say 75,000?
Thought
I
that's,
think that's about, if this is correct.
that's
It
what the
looks
number
like
was.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first step is to figure out what we have and start getting the letters back out, and then we can revisit stuff. But I mean, that was originally, was that a grant or something? So is that money actually available to be used for something outside of?
It was from the Bennington Rutland Opportunity Council as a grant to towns to help out people that would not qualify for loans, for traditional loans. So you need a new roof on your house, but the bank's gonna turn you down for a loan. You could come to the town and
So can I get a clarification? We have 75,000 in an account that's loanable, or we have $75,000 in loans outstanding?
No. That is loanable. So,
But how much do we have outstanding?
well, we know that we have approximately 4 accounts. Was one of those paid off?
Not according to this. This shows the last transaction that was recorded was June 30th of 24 for some interest. But I don't know which one it's applying to. There's 4. One of them is 6,300 and change. One's 4,300. One is 7,600, and one is 8,900 and change. If this is
17, 25, 6,
Say about,
around 27,000 something,
what do you have, about 25 that's outstanding?
27,000.
27?
do you want exact amounts?
Not right at the moment.
Right. So my other question on the outstanding is if it's available, even if we decide to terminate this program, once we get these squared away, if you're actually able to use that money for something else, because it sounds like if it's a grant, it's pretty specific to what it can be used for, not just turned into cash the town can
Yeah.
spend as we.
27 and a half. It's 27,416.60 between the 4 of those.
But we can cross that bridge on the.
Right.
So what I'll do is, Katlyn, at some point, I'll try to make a time where I can,
Yeah, cause I don't know what she had, so if she's got anything more recent, that would be helpful.
so we'll work on that. All right. So
Right.
the next would be, not that you haven't talked already, if there's anything else you'd like to share with the board, Katlyn, for the treasurer's report.
Not a lot, just that Darlene was here, about a week ago. She's supposed to come back next week. Marv Gates, one of the listers, I don't know if we announced that he's our assistant treasurer, but he's the one that's helping me, so he'll be here in the office when I'm not here. And the only other thing I wanted to mention was if you received a letter in the mail in February about your property tax credits, we are requesting a response of how you would like that refunded, if you want a refund check sent to you, or if you would like it to be credited to this coming year's taxes. We would like a response by the 15th of this month so that we can send those out or credit the accounts for this coming tax season. That's all I got.
Okay. No, that's all right.
Next topic.
I'm going.
I'm prompting because
Okay.
it's gonna make it easier. I don't mean to be rude.
No, I'm just, all right.
You keep right on after it, Matt. We'll get her done.
Keep whipping it.
Snap that whip.
Computer's gonna replace us all. All right, there was a lady from the Rutland Community Health Partners, of Rutland had sent them to Janice and then had emailed.
Are we gonna jump over
Did
the
I miss
public
one?
hearing?
Oh, I'm
of the
sorry.
board?
Jeez, I'm sorry. All right, take that back. How about he flushed me with the computer, speeding me past. No, we're not gonna go by that. So let me just figure that out. We will not go by that, Tom. So, yes, I do want to discuss that. The first thing I want to say is at the last board meeting, we had agreed to send a letter. We did put a letter together, sent that to the Rutland Regional Planning Commission. And then we have since been working on, I guess, marking up the map, especially concerning the Danby, the town water supplies with that soil protection area. We've also had a resident reached out via email looking for the town to put together a public comment regarding our position on the Act 181, the future land use maps, and that, so I felt it was worthy to put this on the agenda for today for the board, because as everybody probably knows, it's a pretty hot topic right now. And I think, Tom, you had gone to
2 of the hearings.
yes, so I wouldn't mind if you would.
Well, from the hearings, I don't think I've learned any more than what we knew previous. I have some concerns with the mapping, and the more I deal with it, the more concerns I have with the mapping, that we really didn't do any of the mapping from the planning commission, local planning commission level up. And this is the way the rules were put together, is basically they filled them out and sent them down to us. And now the board has had the opportunity to comment on it. My only concern is my feelings, and I hope everyone else has had a chance to look at these maps, is that there's a lot more issues with the map than this board can deal with in a short amount of time. And that's probably the easiest way for me to say it, is you look at one area and it doesn't give you a reason why. And I'm gonna just go Timoth Road, and I think I had heard comments at the hearing that they're saying that the tier 2 maps really don't mean anything. Well, my concern is on these tier 2 maps, the rules aren't written yet, so we're making maps without rules being written. If they don't mean anything, why are we writing them, or making these maps, is my biggest concern. I mean, I don't want to get into every area of it. There was the concern that was been brought up from the beginning of the enterprise areas overlapping into the watershed area of the town spring. But I feel that there's way more things here than we can deal with at a select board meeting that should be addressed on this.
Yeah, I agree, Tom, and just my 2 cents is, I think a lot of the landowners aren't aware of what is going on, and it's not just the town of Danby that's starting to come to figure out that these maps are being made, and if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna be finalized very soon.
Yes.
And once they're finalized, that's it, and then the rules for the tier 2 and tier 3 will come at a later date, I believe.
Yes.
And that is kind of concerning. And like I said, it involves, it's almost, the town can't speak for every property owner. I do know that I think there's a lot of effort at the legislature to actually, some people are trying to repeal the law, others are trying to put the brakes on and just slow it down to give things a chance to kind of go back to the local level again, to get the word back out to people, especially the landowners have more of an idea what's gonna happen, what could happen to their property, so they can weigh in, but that's not certain. I think it's in the House right now, I believe.
It's in, the Senate passed 3 Senate Bill 325, which that was the delay bill.
Right. The Senate would have went to the House for their, I think, right? They have to.
And so the House is taking testimony, I believe, on it right now.
So, I'm not 100% sure what we can do right now. Like I said, we put that one letter out to Devin expressing our concerns, specific concerns on the town water and our general concerns about the impact to our residents and the impact to our town. The Tier 3 stuff is very concerning to me too, because that's basically gonna make it, if you're designated in a Tier 3 place, it's gonna be very challenging for you and expensive for you to do anything with your property, if I understand that right, and that could be a fair amount of property. And so, what can we do in a short period of time? Some towns have been putting out a broad letter and issuing it and sending it off to their legislature to Montpelier, just expressing their concerns, directly to the piece. Does it solve anything? I don't know, but it does. There's a number of towns putting out those letters.
Well, I think if we put a letter out with our concerns and being on the record that the board is against this, and this is going back at least a couple meetings ago where I said we're actually the only elected officials involved in this, because once the legislature passed this, it's been handled by either hired or appointed people. And so there's not a lot of recourse from public sentiment or being upset about it when these are not elected officials actually doing any of this.
Yeah, like I said, I'm okay with the board putting another letter and putting out, it should go to me, it should go to Sandy, and it should go to the, up to the legislature in general.
Well, I think the only thing it's gonna do, it's gonna publicly put out there, which I've spoken with at least 3 other towns just in the last 2 days, and some of them actually are in Bennington County, that are against this as well. So I think that there's a lot of issues, and it is coming out now. I think that people are finally seeing this, but I think we should make it known if the board, so, my feelings are that we're against it, and that if any of the other municipalities, if we all band together, that we can move forward against the state on this if they choose to go up against it.
Yeah. Like I said, once again, I'll take a motion to put together a letter, this time directed, I think directed more broadly to the state, and make sure that Sandy it gets addressed to Sandy as well, expressing that, we...
Right, and I think we gotta do it to the what is it, the FLIR board.
The land use,
the
LRP, what it is, the land use.
Yeah. But
Well, I'll make a motion that we draft a letter to send out showing our disgust in this matter.
So worded.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that, the motion by Steve, is there a second for that?
I'll second that.
Okay, so are you willing to,
Draft the letter?
this one?
Yeah, sure.
So Steve Haines makes motion, Ken Abbott seconds.
All in favor?
Alright.
Aye.
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 I'll see if I can, I
Next
apologize
topic.
for skipping over that. Wasn't intentional, Tom. All right, make sure I get this right. Now we're back onto the Rutland Community Health Partners. So basically, the town approves, the voters have approved money that goes to this organization out of Rutland. And this Krista Boudreau had emailed saying what they do during the summers, they try to offer mobile health clinics at different locations to the towns that have, that have approved funding. They have licensed practitioners come here in a mobile van. They offer services to folks who don't have insurance, or who are underinsured. They offer things like basic health screenings, blood pressure and glucose screenings, lipids, point-of-care testing, nicotine replacement therapy, some women's health program, free breast cancer, cervical cancer screenings to those that are eligible. So, basically what they're looking to see, she's looking for our approval to see if we'd allow one of those vans to come here to the town office property. They're looking at potentially July 7th or 9th from roughly, it's like 12 to 2 and 2 to 4.
July 7th, that was.
July 7th or July 9th. I believe it's like a Tuesday and a Thursday, so,
They're offering both days.
right now they're looking at one of those 2 days.
Oh, okay.
For right now, and my questions, for I said I need to speak to the board had to approve it because one is it's tight, tight site, different things, so I said we have a transfer station and so on.
Tuesday or Thursday will be fine because the dump's closed on
Right, that's
those
what I
days.
had told her, and they take care of the advertising, they take care of that, so it's really, they're looking for the use of our property for that service.
I think the biggest thing, and it's good that Steve's here on it, is that you kind of make sure you have no activities going on whatever day they choose, and that way that people coming in will have a safe.
I'll make the motion that we allow them to do it on whatever day works the best.
Yeah, I want it to be a Tuesday or Thursday, so we're not dealing with
Yes.
a transfer station and then.
Yes, and when we know what it is, we'll make sure we're not around.
Yeah, and I guess my only question too, is there a certain place you'd want them to be set up on the Tuesday or Thursday to make sure they're not in your way? So I don't know if there's 5 people showing up, it's a mobile van, but I'm not sure, obviously, if they get 5, 10, 15, 20 people, so,
Well, at this point in time, as long as I know in advance what day they're gonna be here, I will make sure that we have something to do not on site.
Okay.
Or we'll be inside the garage to where
Right.
they'll have the whole yard available.
Yeah, and I would think if they set their van up on towards the sand pile, that way
Yeah.
people can pull in and park
Yeah.
and not have to go around the van.
Yep.
So,
Is there a liability issue with that, or?
I would assume these guys probably,
I will confirm that they have their own insurance.
And might there be a way of doing it at the school property
I was just
since
thinking the
that's
same thing.
not,
school is closed by then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, which gives you a lot more
parking?
parking, access.
Yeah, that's good,
The only problem is we can't tell them that they can.
No, I said, might there be a way? So they would have to contact BRSU or whoever.
Well, I can just reach back out to her, and we don't have to make any motion, I can reach back out to
Yeah.
her and say, we'd like you to just consider
Say,
the
we
school,
just
and-
think there's more space there and
And if that
That's
doesn't work
not a
out,
go.
she can let me know, and we can bring it back up in May, because they're scheduling through the summer, so we're not like we're not out by July 7th, so.
May is coming up pretty quick here.
No, so if you guys are okay with it, then I'll reach out and ask her about reaching out to the school first. We're not opposed to it, but it might be or do you guys, or someone not want to do that?
I'll make it work on my end.
What's that?
Well, see, we can make the decision. We either have it here or we send him, he had a motion that so I need to figure out what you guys want to do. We either make a motion to have them come here, or we do not make a motion, and we're gonna recommend that they pursue the school first, and then come back to us.
Well, I mean, I don't want to make it any more complicated for them. I mean, it is kind of a good opportunity for the town's people. So,
I think,
whatever is the easiest method for them to,
I'm sure this, my take, and if you made the motion with a second, we can discuss it, I guess, but I'm okay with having it here and, with the idea that they confirm they have their own insurance, for liability and stuff here. The only thing with the school, I think it's a good idea, but once again, it's on a level of complication and so on, and they've reached out to the town to use our property, and I'm okay with it too, so you made the motion? Was there a
Second it.
And so I guess the only thing I'd say to that motion was to make sure with the idea that they have liability.
So Steve Haines makes motion and Ken Abbott seconds.
All those in favor?
Alright,
Passes unanimously. Next topic.
Guess that's me, that's transfer station. I've reached out again this week to Solid Waste District. I talked to a gentleman on Monday, and I was told that they would get back hold of me Monday afternoon to discuss the permitting process. I left another message, I've heard nothing more. So at this point in time, my next step is either to ask if somebody like Bill has more time to chase after them, or
Yeah.
to take a rainy day and drive up there and just
Yeah.
corner somebody.
And like I said, I'm not trying to pin anything on you, I just once again, trying to keep this thing going. And Steve, if you don't have time, I'm willing to see, I'd love to see if.
The problem is though, you make phone calls, you leave messages, nobody gets back to you.
No, they hide.
So either if, Bill has
I have no
time
problem, I'll chase
and
it.
wants to chase them, by all means, I'll hand that off to Bill. If not,
Well, you
like I said, on a rainy day, I'll get in the pickup and drive up there.
Yeah, but
And
none of
sit
them
down.
work in a building anymore, so you'd have to find out where they live.
That could make things short.
So, one thing in my
Been
idea,
outdoors.
all I was trying to, and I want to speak for the whole board myself, is like, I'm trying to get an idea of what, once again, the permitting, that's a huge thing. What kind of permits we have to go through and a rough idea of the cost.
And it
And,
was my understanding, the first person I talked to no longer works up there.
yeah.
Right.
So, if you're willing to and you want to take it, Bill, I mean, I'm okay I don't think the board's gonna disagree with seeing if Bill wants to run with it and we have.
You're a member of the committee.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
And, I mean, I'm not looking, I personally, not looking for you to come back and say it's
No, I'm at
9,224.
home all the time. I can call, they can get me. You're on the road. They call you, you're driving around, they're not gonna get you.
The last time I spoke with anybody, they had the garage number and I was in the garage all day. And when I called back, it was from the garage,
They're not calling.
and I haven't gotten anybody to call me back.
I'll call them.
So
Okay.
Bill Payton's
Where are
taken
they?
the action to call.
Where are they located?
So you wanna make a.
They are,
Remove Steve and
Are they on Gleason Road?
no,
Well,
they're
we
just
gotta-
out of Rutland.
I mean, he's
They're
part
out
of it
behind,
already.
We'll just leave
Yeah,
it.
I can
I'm just
I'll
kinda-
help out. I can go do that.
Yeah.
I'll go up and see whoever they are too. If they don't answer in a day or two, I'll go knock on their door.
I appreciate that too, Bill. And Steve, I appreciate you trying to reach out to him, I get it. If he's got more time. If he has
And
more
we're on
left-
to the next topic.
Holy,
Changes reporting requirements effective January 1st.
this is, something that came through all this, I'll pass it around, it's something that the state has sent in, it's changes in reporting requirements for the Danby transfer station, it's for everybody. So I'm sure Steve will wanna read it. It's effective January 1st, 2026.
It
And,
extends them, so we don't have to report as much.
Correct.
Isn't that the?
Correct. In a nutshell, basically, it's instead of quarterly, it looks like it's gonna be annually, which is actually amazing that something's becoming less complicated. I just put this in here just for information to make sure that.
That we're not over-reporting.
Correct. And then it's. And basically, we're taken care of for this year.
And who has been doing this currently? Because
Yeah, well,
Has
we've
it
already done
been-
our, we did our one for this year, so.
Caitlin, have you been reporting this?
What, sorry?
Our tonnage or is Casella's reporting it?
I have not reported.
I believe Casella does, because they actually have the, so that probably,
I believe this falls under Casella's.
because they're the ones that have the tons.
Yes,
Right. When it comes
they
to
have
town,
the
so-
tonnage and any of the reports of tonnage, I believe.
You want me
would-
to text Dale and
If you
clarify that
Yeah,
with him.
text Dale, because the only tonnage reports would be whatever Katlyn gets for bills that we receive.
to clarify that they're the reporters and they would know this
And
stuff.
if they're aware of
already.
that, and they're,
Yeah.
so I wanna make sure that we're, so you're,
And I have that in an email, I read it. Yeah.
Could you pass that down and I'll include a summary of, if that's okay with the select board?
yeah.
I'll try. Next topic.
Okay, now we're on to the old road commissioner's report.
Well, you have the road plan there. That's, we can do that. Everybody's gotta sign that,
Yep.
of course.
You talking
That
this-
was done by Katlyn and Janice and Patrick, did you?
The annual financial plan.
So did you get a feel for how that's done?
Sort of, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's,
It
I
wasn't
don't.
as difficult as I thought it was gonna be.
Right, Patrick's a lot of help, so.
Yeah.
Well, it was new to me,
Not
so,
a break, Patrick will come every year.
so anyways, yes.
It needs 5 signatures.
So,
Okay, that's that. Our 2026 paving projects are Timoth Road again, which this year it's really gonna happen. Our grant is in for Timoth Road. I saw Janice had it ready to go. And our structures project is the bottom of Crafts Hill, the bridge project there, in which it's just more or less we're planning on doing some, what would you call it, a little rehab?
Rehab,
Yeah.
rehab on the footers and wing walls.
so when do we usually, you know when we usually get that word, if we get that grant or not?
Well, they've got to pass a budget, and it's got to be signed, and then we get a word. So, I don't know where we're at right now with the budget, as far as the state. So, it's sometimes, it's been as late as July by the time we've heard when they really screw around with the budget. Usually in May, we have a good idea. But they're usually can't give us any idea if we're the ones getting it until they actually have a signed budget, because they get in trouble for
Yeah.
making that prediction.
If we don't get that, are
We still have plenty of money to do the project that we slated. This is our 3rd year of saving for that project. So if our road foreman hasn't spent all our money on everything else, we still have.
No, I just had the timing, like when we would send out, you know,
We will send out the RFPs probably in the next week or so would be good. And then we will have them due for our next meeting. And the board can deal with them then.
and are we doing all the culverts and all that prior to that is all, so he has,
We'll have to make sure that Steve, when he meets with anybody, clarifies that the culverts are gonna be done on that ahead of time, and the town's doing them.
As soon as my contractor cuts the culverts.
okay.
Grants and aid, that's the back road one.
Yeah, so suppose they want, is a letter of intent that has to go in if we wanna have any, if we wanna do any of that or have any,
That's our back road one, right? Yeah, due May 1st.
so I don't think you're obligated to anything, but if you don't put its intent, you can't submit for anything, I believe.
We filled it out last year and we never used it last year. I have 2 projects this year that if they will approve them, I'd like to do under that.
Now, is this through?
This is the stone line ditches.
Yeah, is this,
and-
so who's administering this now? Because it used to be Stephanie
It used to
with
be
Rutland
Stephanie
Regional.
Port, but it's, I believe it's Ashley Andrews is the girl's name.
Okay.
What are those?
And you have a couple projects and they're on our map showing their high. Because remember on the iPad, the areas that show red and,
Yeah, and a lot of those that are in there that show red have been done in the past, and
well, the problem is, this whole project, or this whole thing, a lot of them areas need work again before we even get through these. And a lot of the stone lined have been filling in with sand and stuff, and now they're
plugged. They're a waste of
plugged.
effort.
So, I don't know if there's any,
I think there's.
but if you have something that you're gonna call her and,
Well, I mean,
to
if
meet with them?
you're gonna agree with me that stone line ditches are a waste of effort, then no, I'm not going to.
yeah, if you got a ditch you wanna do and you wanna take some money for it, if you were gonna do the ditch anyways, I would do it.
Like I said, we're not obligated, I don't think, to do anything. If we don't put the letter in, you can't get anything.
Right.
You decide if you think it's, which ones are they?
I would say go ahead, we'll go ahead and sign it, and if we don't use it, we don't use it.
So,
But you have to meet with her, right, to,
I have to call her and set up a time to go over the project.
all right.
so I believe that, I mean, obviously, I can sign this and put you or Steve, put
Put
somebody as the
Steve down
primary.
as the contact, because he's the one that they can get a hold of through the town.
The only question I have for you is this something that you know what this is, where this is to be found?
The clerk
I have
will.
no idea, but the clerk would know.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
that's
that's under her line.
Okay, yeah, well. Okay,
Now, the review and sign the V-Trans bridge, contract, that's a DocuSign item, isn't it?
this is what she sent to me. This is
Oh,
she
that's
has.
what Clerky sent you?
Correct. With the amendment and stuff, so if you have a DocuSign, you can do it through DocuSign.
No, I was just thinking, because they kept sending it to my email, and I said, they'll send it to the,
Yeah,
attached, yeah, this is the,
yeah.
I guess they gave you a paper one, you can sign it.
Well, I don't think so.
We reviewed it, it was the bridge
Yep,
that,
but you're good with the amendments?
Yeah.
Okay.
that we were, what was it, 5.5 million?
Yeah,
And that's now gonna be done in maybe 2028 to 2030.
and by then the price will be
Yeah.
3 times as high.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're moving on, now we're done with that, oh, where is he? We're on the next, we're still on, now we're moving on to the fleet permits.
Fleet permits. Excellent.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fleet permits. The only thing, you guys can look at them, but there was 2 that had no info, so I don't know if you guys care. Every other one puts in, obviously, their
Right.
weights and stuff. Consolidated Communications put no truck info, in this QXO Incorporated put no truck info whatsoever. So my question to you folks, do we want to approve ones that just put a blank with no
Well,
truck information?
I guess it shouldn't really matter as long as it's their truck. If, I mean, what do they got? Probably 1,000 trucks each or something, and they didn't know which
Well,
truck is gonna be.
I don't know if this one decent, I don't know, I just.
Does Green Mountain Power put down every one that they put?
No, because we only have, well, our weights are all the same classes of truck. No, every other one puts it in there, big fleets or not, they put them in there. I just figured I'd mention
Yeah.
that. If you don't have
No.
a problem, we can motion to sign them.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Consolidated Communication, they're out of Indiana.
Well, it's because they use contractors here too. They have, most of their construction work's done by contractors.
I'm wondering if these are like the,
Well, the
cable trucks.
It's your telephone.
450s or something like
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't have an issue with them.
I have no idea who QX,
They're probably one of the contractors. Did they give an address?
yeah, QXO did, that's on the, that'd be.
QXO, Indiana.
It's contractor of.
Yeah, so,
So I'd make the motion that we approve the fleet permits.
okay.
Can you tell us who they are, please?
Yep. So Consolidated Communication, Herman Construction, Miles Lumber Company, doing business as Miles Fuels, Fuller Sand and Gravel, AmeriGas, Engineers Construction, Inc., Hop Energy, doing business as Keyser Energy, Coda and Coda, Pike Industries, Camp Precast, Barrett Trucking, and Wind River Environmental, QXO Inc., and then Driscoll Brothers Excavating.
Thank you.
So, that was a motion by you,
Yep.
and a second by,
I'll second it.
a motion by Steve Haines, second by Ken Abbott. All those in favor?
Well,
Whoa,
I'm discussing. In those permits, we had tweaked them a little bit the last time, correct?
Well, we include a letter.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I mean, I think we had some issues. Annette had told us about a truck that was using the road one
Yeah,
time, and
feed truck.
yeah, and I don't know if we've got to put stronger letters in about the posting of the, you know, just to tweak them, because we're letting a lot of trucks on the road that don't even know this area. And I think that, you know, we really need to start specifying more things. And I think that's our only interaction with the truckers, you know, some of these companies.
Right, but the truck that she made comment on that went by isn't even one that's applied for a permit yet.
Right, which, yeah, no, you're right, unless they're under a different,
Yeah, I don't think,
Name.
I don't think Pool and Feeds is under, I don't know. I could be
well, no,
wrong.
and that's what I'm saying, I looked them up right after she'd sent us the email, and, you know, there's so many pool and feed locations that it was tough to track them down.
So,
No, it's just something that I think that we need to, it's not anything I want to start discussion on tonight in general, but I think that our only time to tell truckers, and, you know, Steve can't chase these guys down the road, and
Did the other day.
these are the ones that are trying to do, or they're at least making an effort to do
but
something.
and we added to that the letter the last time about, and I think we stole that from Dorset, the letter. And I'm just bringing up, since we're signing fleet permits, if there's anything else that we should be adding to these permits for the truckers and the companies that we have any concerns with. Because, you know, it's not only, you know, we get multiple complaints of other vehicles on different roads and stuff, and I just feel that we sign fleet permits pretty, you know,
Right.
all the,
Type, yeah.
yeah, and that's our chance where these companies, when they fill them out, that we have some more specified things in our,
You want to revisit that letter? Is that what you're saying, on one of these?
well, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
it's something that I think we should address and update as we move forward, instead of just keep doing fleet permits and not,
Do we need to specify specific routes for
well,
different
and
weights?
that's, thank you, that's a great point, because your shortest route of, you know, using the least amount of town roads, like, and I'm not gonna name the company, but they were coming down North Main with triaxle
Yeah.
dump trailers, and they could have came in Route 7.
Right,
So North Main took a pounding for the week or whatever they were hauling. I mean, if they were going to someplace on North Main, obviously, but if they're going to Pollitt or somewhere over there, they should use the least amount of roads of ours and use state highways to its most extent.
right, we'd have to revisit that to give a directive of what roads you can use for different weights. Are we getting too complicated?
I think to an extent there, we're getting too complicated, because if you're making specific deliveries and we're restricting weights on the road.
Yeah, and I don't think we were looking, or I was, but he had brought up a good point, where I watched dump trailers run North Main that had no reason to be coming in.
Well, the other day,
North
we
Main.
had a dump truck go up Danby Hill, over Calvin Hill to make a delivery in Timoth.
Yeah. So specification of routes,
Is
maybe.
it somebody just listening to what their phone tells them to do?
Yeah, but they should listen to what like I said, this is our only point of contact with most of these truckers. And if we specify more detailed stuff in there,
I mean, I'm open to look at the letter at some future point. We can put it on an agenda and review it. If people
right,
say-
no, and it was just under
Yeah,
the fleet
no.
permits, and I just wanted to bring it up again because I'm always, concerned when,
Yeah,
the road fixing business is getting
Yeah.
a lot more expensive, and our roads need at least amount of unnecessary. And this has nothing to do with if a delivery's on North Main,
right.
they are allowed on North Main.
Yeah, and I was thinking more of a through traffic compared
Yes,
to a delivery traffic.
exactly. It's like the ones that go South Main or over Griffith Hill when they could go Route 7 immediately.
Yeah,
Well, why don't the two of you look at it, and if you feel there's something that we need to
It's a great idea.
address, buff it up, let us know, and we'll...
You're not involved, you're not the head man of the transfer station committee, so you got some freed up time for this?
There you go.
I mean, we...
Well, I just
don't need a 5-page form.
No, but I just think, like I said, we're signing our fleet permits again, and it's the time that we should address
Right.
any concerns that we have, and
But,
Matt had a hand up.
yeah,
No, I think you've covered it, but if I can get a copy of that, it will make it a lot easier to get the information. Just
Yeah,
the top.
and
Yep.
you wanna do it
Not even a
soon,
copy,
because
just-
now is when
I'll
they're
take a
all
picture.
coming in.
I told you how long it took me to type that up, you wouldn't be impressed.
Don't need to.
So we actually need to vote on that, we had a discussion, we had a motion, a second discussion, so all in favor of signing these fleet permits?
Aye.
Aye.
I wanna make sure I got the motion. Who was it? Steve Haines made the motion.
And Kenny Abbott seconded.
yeah.
And Abbott seconded for the fleet permits. Next topic.
Then I'll sign those later. The last thing that I had, just a note, I mean, this is, I guess, towards you, Steve or Tom, or I guess or anybody on the board, but just I don't know if you saw this or not, just it's a course offered on, municipal roads and all this stuff for the watershed management and the ditching you love so much and all that stuff. If you saw.
Do they have multiple sessions of that so he could attend?
Oh, yeah, we can send them to Lindenville, Barry, Derby, Putney.
Perfect, sign me up for Derby.
Is there any
That's
in the Rutland area?
They just put, the closest one looks to be, Derby, Dorset is the closest.
And when
one.
is it?
That Dorset is, May 20th, 10 o'clock to 2:30.
Do you think maybe
So,
it's worth you going and at least,
yeah. There's an office portion and a field component, it says.
I think that's it.
Yeah, other than nothing under old business.
I only have one thing, and it can fall right under the road commissioner's report if you wanna do it, cause it's really not business. As the foreman for the town, I would like to thank Fuller Sand and Gravel for working with us, for helping us to put material on our town roads. It's been greatly needed, and it's making things a little more affordable for us. So, thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tom.
That's it.
No, okay, so, anything under old business? New business? Okay, is there a motion to,
Motion to adjourn.
that we Brad,
Kinda comes with the side of the table.
second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Tom Fuller. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.